Hello, everybody, and you're very welcome to this week's episode of Crunch My Numbers. I'm your host, Paul Redmond, and this is a podcast where we explore strategies and insights to help business leaders like yourself stay ahead of everything that's going on in business in a rapidly changing world. So today we're going to tackle a topic that's becoming very prevalent in the world today, and it's how AI and automation are going to shape our businesses moving forward, and how can we actually use these technologies and how can we stay up to date with them, because they're moving at just breakneck speed. So as business leaders, we need to understand what that means for our lives and our businesses, and then we need to understand how we can adopt these technologies and stay competitive without having to spend all our time worrying and thinking about them. So we're going to go down through and break down some actionable steps that will help you integrate AI and automation into your overall business strategy. So looking forward to talking to you on this podcast. So I suppose really the start is to talk about the rising tide of AI and the anxiety that it brings with us. Because a lot of people are really, really anxious about this, and they're really anxious about how it's being dealt with, both ethically, business, and everything that comes with it. So some leaders are adapting really well, and other leaders just not looking ahead and not thinking about and think it's all a scam. But you imagine a tidal wave coming at you towards the shore. You're standing on the shore and this tidal wave is coming at you. That's AI and automation for today's business world. It is incredibly powerful, it's incredibly disruptive, and there's no way to stop this. So either you get on and you surf the wave, or you stand and you just get sucked under by it. And that's really the decision that you're making, because AI and automation, they're no longer just kind of buzzwords, and they're no longer just applied to tech firms. It's everywhere in your life, and it's impacting everything from finance to healthcare to retail to your day-to-day lives to your iPhones and your Samsung phones and your Apple Watches. And, every time there's an update, there's more and more information coming at us. And there's pressure then on us to adapt and learn and innovate constantly, because the stakes are really, really high. And it doesn't matter if you have a corner shop, if you're in tech, if you're running a professional services firm, if you have a manufacturing firm, this is everywhere. And it's in everything we actually do today. So why are we anxious about this, and how do we adapt ourselves, and how do we help get rid of the concerns and anxieties? Because I suppose for so long, the pace at which change happened in the world and in our business lives was a pace that we could actually handle. When we started out in business was very, very localized. It was localized to your local town or village, and you had your business in your local town or village, and you supported the people and the businesses in that village, and they supported you. But that has changed. And I suppose I've talked a lot about the episode of COVID where everything changed in terms of how we worked during COVID. And we've seen the business that were really important and life-changing. Things like, your local shop became really important, your local pharmacy, your local doctors, all of these things, the day-to-day things became massively important for us at that time. And there was a massive demand for hairdressers. You would see some of the weirdest hairs I've ever seen through COVID. And I've seen a lot of people wearing caps during that time. So when we look at these and we adopt them, we say to ourselves, okay, so that was that time. But what happened was little small changes happened within AI. So the big move from that was the adoption of a thing called ChatGPT, which happened a couple of years ago, late in the year. And that was the first real significant change in how we looked at things. You could ask questions and it gave you these amazing answers. And at that time, you ended up that this intelligence, this artificial intelligence, had its own kind of a knowledge base that was built up. And then the IQ of the knowledge base started to increase. And as the IQ of the knowledge base, it started to learn things about the business that you're in. And then that became really good. And now it's learning a lot more about, no matter what business you're in, it learns about that business. But what people missed is the concept of it had an IQ of, say, 100. That IQ raised from 100 to 120 to 130. But it's a polymath. It has that IQ in every single subject in the world. Now, just imagine that you can go and ask a question on every single subject in the world. And then there was an explosion of other forms of AI, from ChatGPT to Copilot to Google. So they all created their own ChatGPT, and it's becoming this massive separate way that we have to interpret how we do things. And so you imagine now that everything out there we know the answers to. So why are we being in business? Because we were told when computers came out that we'd only be working 1 day a week and computers would do everything. And the same thing happened when AI comes in. Now people are afraid of losing their jobs, and people are afraid of being replaced by computers, and they'll take everything that humans are currently doing. I don't know the extent of that will happen, but it is going to happen, and there is some jobs going to be at risk with it, but there's also going to build a whole other job requirement for people learning the skills of this and teaching the skills of this. So that's the problem, and that's the issues that are out there. So as leaders, how can we protect our businesses and use AI in innovation? So really, for me, you're going to fuse both of these together. So you're going to blend traditional leadership skills with innovation. And that's the secret to this. So what we talk about is fusion leadership, and it's combining classic skills like vision, integrity, relationship building with digital fluency, agility, and innovative orientated mindsets. So it's how we use the AI and use that technology, but still keep our own integrity. Because where I see the future is, I see that all knowledge is out there now, and it's increasing. So it's how we use that knowledge and how we converse with people and how we use the skills for us to improve how we do our job. And that's a really, really important and a really cultural shift. And it's the experimentation of one with the other. But always remember that people need that human conversation with somebody else. People need to sit down and be able to look somebody in the face and say yes. And where we've seen that ever so much was the loneliness, the anxiety that came with COVID when people were isolated. Like, we'd seen that people were craving to go out and interact with other people. So adopting the same style as that and adopting the same leadership as that, this is what AI is going to do. It's going to be here. It's going to take over some industries, but it's also going to give us the ability as leaders to create a different type of culture in our business. And it's a culture of communication. And we're back to good old-fashioned, conversations with people. But now we will be armed with a lot more knowledge. So we will have the knowledge now to create a lot better solutions and foster a lot better solutions for people with the help of using AI and automation. So if we're talking about building a culture of innovation and experimentation, how do you go about doing that? So think of a garden. Me being the great gardener that I am, and anybody will know me will understand that gardening is really important to me. No. But for a garden to grow and thrive, you need to water it, you need to protect it, you need to experiment with seeds and plants. So the culture of innovation within a business is exactly the same. It needs nurturing, it needs structure, and sometimes it needs a bit of trial and error. And AI does need trial and error because you have to understand, you have to learn it yourself. So to adapt to the rapid changes that automation brings, we need to foster within the workplace creativity, experimentation, and innovation aren't just encouraged, but they're ingrained back into our culture. So within our culture, we need to ingrain these skills now in the culture. And as leaders, we need to promote culture by actively supporting new ideas and allowing this room for failure, because it doesn't always work, and reward creative problem solving. The ability to be creative at problem solving is what is going to be one of the most in-demand skills that's out there into the future. No question about it. 100% agree with this. But culture, as we know, doesn't happen overnight, because you have to build culture and it takes time. And culture is not just built by the leader, it's built by the team. So it's so important to have your team involved in culture, because if I'm the leader of the business and I'm saying this is the way we do this and this is our culture, and our team don't fall in for that cultural style, then either the team won't gel properly together or the people won't work there long enough. So culture is a combination of good old-fashioned family values, core values, having a vision, and having an ability for people to learn. And this is the best time in the world to be learning, because that fostering of the kind of culture, like Google has a culture that is 20% time initiative, which allows employees to spend 20% working on projects of their choice. Just imagine that, 20% working on a project of your own choice. This freedom has led to such amazing, groundbreaking ideas within the Google, like Gmail and Google use it. Like, this illustrates how culture can have an encouraging, long-lasting impact. So what are the action steps that we can take to adopt AI and build culture and let the technology do the work that we're so craving out to do? So I suppose what we're saying is there's 4 very, very practical steps that can help you as a leader and your business. And they are: research AI tools for the industry that you're working in. So start by identifying automation solutions that will be a good fit for your business. This can be through look at the case studies, but go into the AI, go into ChatGPT and just prompt a question in there that this is my type of business. How can I improve my business and how can I put AI into my business? And that will help you. So it's researching the tools for your particular industry. Invest in training. You have to invest in team training and you have to invest in comprehensive training on the likes of the AI. You need to create innovation champions in your business. So if you don't designate people who are responsible for keeping up to date with this type of a tech and sharing their ideas, this is how you foster it. Somebody finds something to say, I think this would be really good for us. Everybody sits down, trial and error. Oh yeah, that works really well. Oh no, I don't like that. And that innovation champions in the business leads to this ability to change and then to adapt the change within your culture. And then is regularly evaluate whether it's working, and you have to iterate the changes. Historically, if we put something new into the business, it was going to last for 2 to 3 years. Now we put something new into business and it can be outdated in 2 to 3 weeks, never mind 2 to 3 months. So it is important to take on and evaluate and reiterate everything. But the most important thing that I can say to you as a leader of your business is take action. Doesn't matter, just take some action. Even tiny small steps will have the cumulative effect and the power of compounding here that will have massive effects down the line. You don't have to be at the top 5% of the AI in your industry, but you have to be on the journey. So you have to get onto the train at that station. The decision for you as a leader is, do you want to take the fast train or do you want to take the slow train? Either train will get you to the destination. But if you're not on the train at all, you won't be competitive into the future. And you will start falling behind and you will start suffering as a result of not having AI, because there are people in your business at the other end of this will have it in place. So I just want to say thank you so much. It's a subject that I'm very passionate about as well. And it's a subject that I like because I like the idea of implementing this within my own business. But it can be transformative and it doesn't have to be damaging. It can reshape the business as you know it. So as a leader, you need to, by adopting Fusion leadership, it will help you invest in employees. It'll help you cultivate a new culture of experimentation, and it can help you lead your organization confidently into this whole new wonderful era that we're here. So the challenge is simple. Begin by exploring solutions that will fit your business framework. Thank you for tuning in to Crunch My Numbers, and I'm really excited that you're on this journey with me, and I will talk to you very soon. If you would consider leaving a review on this and liking this, it just helps us with spreading the word here. So thank you so much. Bye for now.